And we are back, as far as I know. I don't know what the problem was there. It said I lost internet for a second. So this stream is officially 2 parts now. Hopefully no one minds that. In that case, if you're watching this after the stream, freaking let me know in the comments that you made it to part 2. I don't expect to get any comments in that case, but dude, if you did, I'm honored. I really don't know why I got kicked there. There's not like a rule where I can only have 1 hour live streams or anything, is there? I hope not, because that ain't gonna cut it. Because 1 hour is not enough time for me to make a piece, you know? I'm slow. Yeah, K is sort of a complicated letter. You really got to be careful what lines you make a little thicker, which ones you don't. Man, I'm really pissed about that. I don't know why my thing disconnected. Something else about quick lines is if you can do a nice quick line, you can really create the effect of a straight cut edge. Oops. So like if I did that line a little better with a bit more of that in it, like that is an absolutely straight line. And if you can do that where you mean to do it, that's awesome. I'll help you a lot. Let's see if I can... not bad. My hand is falling off the page. That is not helping. Something I mentioned in the other stream. It's super impossible to work on a notebook this small and not have your hand falling off the page 24/7. Which I did not think of when I started using this book. But it is a good book other than that. I like that I can actually carry a few markers around in the book because it has like the flexible leather. Because I do go out places to draw a lot of the time. Number one, because then there's a possibility of people being like, hey, that's cool, can you make me something? Number two, because it puts a little bit of pressure on you. Hey, Mohammed. Puts a little bit of pressure on you to make something a little nicer, too. Like, if you're in public doing something, you don't want your stuff to look like crap. I really want to know why my other live stream got cut off, though. Because, man, I was just starting to have, like, a few viewers there. I'm doing okay. How are you? I'm, sort of nearing the end of this piece. Like I said in my other stream, I don't know if you were in that one or not, this is like my daily sketchbook, so I'm sort of, it's the book I try and make myself do a sketch every day, try and experiment a little bit, and improve, hopefully. Easier said than done sometimes, but I guess for anyone who's just watching part 2, whether it's on YouTube after the stream or right now, I was saying... What the hell was I saying? What was I thinking? Oh man, I totally forget what I was saying. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. I was saying that this book is... My daily sketch one is for experimenting, so I try a lot of stuff that doesn't necessarily work out in it. But I think it is super important to learn by experimenting. That's one of the only ways you can learn in art. I've been doing... Hey, Formula G. I've been doing graph for... It's hard to say 10 years, but it sort of has been 10 years. Like, I took an interest to it legitimately a decade ago. But how serious can you take an interest to something when you're the age I was? So, like, I've been doing graph for that amount of time. I'd say I knew it was something I was going to be doing for a long, long time, a few months into it. Like, I don't, maybe I shouldn't compare it to this, but you know when, like, married people would get this? You know when you, like, know that the person you're with is right for you? And, like, that you're gonna marry them? That's, like, sort of what this was for me. I'm a few months into it, I'm like, yeah, I really like this. I can do a lot with graffiti. It entertains me. I love it. And I know I'm always going to love it, so I've been doing it for a long time because of that. Granted, I'm not married, so maybe I shouldn't use that comparison, but it seems accurate to me. Oh, that's bad. Look at that. No way to cover that up. That's right in the middle of another letter, too. Everyone who calls themselves a graffiti writer should bomb. That's what I'm going to say about that. And I would say, too, that one of the main, speaking of falling in love with graffiti, one of the main things that I think a lot of people end up, why they fall in love with graffiti specifically over other art forms is because of the bombing aspect of it. I think a lot of people really get addicted to that. They really like the adrenaline of that, and that's something you can't get from any other art form. So it's like you're able to do an art form, but an art form that has an adrenaline injection that comes with it. But yeah, I did my first wall a couple of years, well, not a couple of years, like less than 2 years after I first started, like, sketching. It was terrible, but everyone's first wall is probably terrible. And I have since covered it up twice. I covered it up in 2014, and then after 2014, this year again, I covered up that same wall that I did in 2014. Yeah, it does have a lot more freedom than other kinds of art, and I think part of that is because it's almost because it's taken a little less seriously by a lot of people. And what I mean by that is, like, if you're doing any kind of traditional art form, it gets, like, labeled automatically as this kind of art. Oh, he's this kind of artist. He's a abstract painter, he's a impressionist, he's a whatever, whatever. Like, whereas, since I don't think most people understand enough or anything about graffiti, and I think that really helps it not get labeled, and that does help you have a lot more freedom. So you're absolutely right, Mohammed. Yeah, so I'm trying to thicken the lines on this K here just so you can tell a little bit what the main lines in the letter are. Give it a bit more of a nice structure. I do have two tails on this K, which make it even more important to have good solid lines on the main portions of your letters, because the busier things are, the more your eyes need solid lines so that they know what's important and what to gravitate to. So you can use thick lines to really help you out in that way a little bit. If my camera happens to die, it's because of the battery, but that's probably not going to happen for a few minutes. I'm nearing the end of this, sort of. Yeah, I'm going to leave that the way it is. Although this is not a part of a letter, it is sort of its own entity of an underline, so I am going to give it a thicker outline. Like I said earlier too, if anyone wants to see any specific kinds of videos on my channel, let me know here or in the comments if this is not live anymore when you're watching it, because I do like to tailor my channel to what my viewers want to watch. I think that's a little bit important. Lately I've been getting, it's funny, like, I'll do an unboxing video and it'll do super well. It'll get more views than all my other videos, but I'll lose like more subscribers from it. And same with like some of my review videos, like my Grog Full Metal Paint review video. That did super well. Got a lot of views right away, had a lot of good feedback, something like 24 likes and 1 dislike. But then, like, I lost 4 subscribers just from posting that, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. And that's the thing with my marker videos, I see you formula. They're some of my favorite kinds of videos to make. But they don't do as well. That doesn't mean I'm not going to make them. I'm always going to make videos specifically featuring some of my stuff, because that's what I enjoy. But even though those marker videos don't necessarily do as well, I don't lose any subscribers from them, so I always feel okay posting one of them. Whereas if I post like a review or a unboxing or something, I know it's going to get the views, but not necessarily a good thing, because if I am losing subs from those kind of videos, then our community here is growing a little smaller, and that's not good. Because, as I always say, that's one of the main reasons I'm on YouTube, for the community. I love interacting with people who have the same passion as me for graffiti, for art in general. So I want to keep as many people here as possible. I want to grow our community. So yeah, for sure I can do some more marker videos. I have a couple marker videos in particular coming up. One of which I will show you. I'm not going to give you a super good look at it, but this piece here, the color one, that one I did I just need to edit that video and upload it. That I did as the 3 marker challenge. So that piece will be coming up. I was talking in the other live stream with a guy about, he was saying how 3 markers doesn't seem like anything super hard, because I was doing this video is going to be the 3 marker challenge, and because he said, oh well, I use like 3 markers most of the time, and he was asking if that makes him seem like amateur or not, and I've said no, like 3 markers, using less markers is less of a headache. You have to deal with less figuring out the best ways to make colors blend together and everything. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm doing a 3 marker challenge video, and then I was gonna expand on that and actually try and make something hard, like doing a video that's like a 15 marker challenge or 20 marker challenge. I think that would be super hard, and I'd be able to, if I was able to think through it and do it well, I would be able to make a really vibrant piece out of that. So that's another sort of mini-series that's on the list of things that are yet to come. I guess I just decided that these shadows are going upwards, so a light source down below, figuratively down here, if they're providing shadows here. This says stack, by the way, in case anyone didn't know. I don't know if I really announced that. I just sort of started doing it. That's okay. I realized yesterday when I was doing this piece, I almost never do upward shadows, so I did upward shadows here, and then today already I just sort of automatically did it, which is super weird. It's funny how fast things can get ingrained into your memory. Yeah, I know, like, I figure, for me, like, whenever I see an unboxing, I watch it. Unboxings are always, they're fun for everyone, is what I always think of them as, so I'm always down to watch other people's unboxings. I don't know what people have against my unboxings or whatnot, but I'm definitely not going to stop doing an unboxing either. If I have to pay a bunch of money to get paint and supplies and stuff, the least I can do is make a video of it so everyone can enjoy it, you know? Because stuff ain't cheap. And I thought about the one time, I'm like, man, if I could afford to just do unboxings, buy stuff all the time, and just have like a solo channel for unboxings, imagine how many views I would get. But then I was also thinking about, I'm like, yeah, there'd also be